Kaimuki High School, and you're watching Youth Capital Commentary.
Come, go.
Hi, I'm Ariana Simpao from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here at the Youth Capital Commentary, here with Senator Sharon Moriwaki. Hi, how are you doing today?
Fine. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you for visiting.
Yes, of course. Your office is lovely.
Oh, thank you.
So, I want to ask you about today is how do you feel about today's energy and with the people coming into your office?
Very positive. It's very energetic. This is the year of the wood dragon, so it's a very powerful year of new beginnings. So I feel very hopeful that we will be able to deal with some of the more tragic problems that we face, but also be able to help people and have programs like workforce development so we can get people in creative media like you to stay here and not leave us.
That's really nice. Is there a way that you can emulate the dragon into what you do?
I think it's also being the dragon of new beginnings, power and energy, but also it has to be pacing and calm and thoughtful. So it's the fiery dragon with the wood being the stabilizer in order to really execute and get good things done.
Yep. So is there one particular issue or advocacy that you want to get out today?
Well, I think it's workforce development. We want to keep people like you here and educated and give opportunities. So we have internship programs. We also are looking at ways in which we can get certificates. And so you don't have to go for 4 years to college if, in fact, you have all kinds of interests elsewhere, that we can actually develop, not only train people, but also make sure that we have jobs and careers. So people will see that they can stay here and get meaningful and good paying jobs to stay here and build our economy.
That's really nice. And I heard that you were from Kaimuki High.
Yay,
Yes.
Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. Tell me about your time there and how that influenced you in your life today.
I think the biggest thing, because I was in student government, I think the biggest thing was that you actually work with everybody. So being, we call it collaborative, but it really is just working with everyone from wherever they're from and coming up with, in student government, if really like doing what we do here is, okay, what are the problems? How can we talk to the teachers and advisors and be able to solve those problems by ourselves? And we had all kinds of projects as well. I did the 50-mile walk. This is how old I am with President Kennedy. So we got 50 people to do the 50-mile walk. And it really brought people together to say, okay, we can do stuff. We can do stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's really nice to hear. One last question. Out of all the advocacies that have come here to your office, is there one that stood out to you the most that you want to work on?
I think all of them, because everybody is working for some good in the community. So if we could, we want to help all of them. And I think as what we tell people is, okay, whatever you're doing with passion and with commitment, that we will try to support that in some way, shape, or form. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I thank you. And yay, Kaimuki High School, go Bulldogs!
Once again, I'm Ariana Simpao from Kaimuki High School, and you're watching the Youth Capital Commentary.
Hi, I'm Denise from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here with Representative Adrian Tam. So, Representative Tam, how do you feel about this legislative session that is happening?
You know, walking into this session, I think that I have a lot of hope for the future. We worked very hard during interim to address many of the issues that are plaguing the state right now, particularly one which is the Lahaina wildfires. And we put together a bipartisan coalition to basically address these issues so that, you know, we can better handle them. any future disasters when they come.
So how do you feel about this Lahaina fire that happened in Hawaii?
What happened is very tragic, and my heart continues to go out to those who have lost loved ones and property. And right now what we need to do is basically make sure that something like this doesn't happen again, and we can prevent tragedy by being more proactive.
So, Representative, how do you want to reach out to your community to show that we're supposed to support each other?
Like everyone, there is no shortage of good ideas, and this is the people's building. They can always come here and get involved with the political process. They can always go to the public access room. They can always meet with their senator or their representative. My door is going to always be open, and come in, talk to your representative, share them your ideas, your concerns, and your solutions, and let's work together to make Hawaii a place where we can all thrive and live.
That is great to hear. And then also, what had made you become one of the representatives of this legislative meeting?
I ran because I felt that we needed to do something, and I wanted to be a part of the solution, not a part of the problem. So I threw my hat in the ring, hoping that people can trust me, and I laid down what my beliefs are, what my solutions are, and how I felt. And I listened to their concerns. And right now, I'm really honored and grateful for the privilege just to be here, and I'm going to fight every single day for my constituents and the people of Hawaii.
That is great to hear. And do you feel like, as your district representative, that people will keep supporting you and giving them your ideas?
I hope so. I want to make myself available to all of my constituents. I've always have been. I, just had pauhana with some of them the other night. I try to make myself accessible to them, and that's what every elected official should be, is basically be accessible to your constituents. And I feel that I have been doing that, and I want to continue to do that. So if you've never reached out to me before, feel free to reach out to me. My email is reptam@capital.hawaii.gov.
Well, thank you, Representative. This is Denise from Kaimuki High School signing out.
Good afternoon, I'm Charlie from Kaimuki High School, and today we're here with...
I'm Diane Ako.
Okay. Hi Diane, I have a question for you. What was the reason why you're here today?
I come as a reporter for KITV, the ABC affiliate, and we just like to report for our viewers what's happening. So I just kind of watch what's happening and make a report about it.
Also, you're gonna make interviews to many people too, like what we're doing right now?
Yes, that's exactly it. And you're doing a really great job.
So much, so my pleasure. And my question for you is that who's a specific person that you're gonna interview?
Well, I just interviewed the president of the Chamber of Commerce, and I asked her what she's doing here and what bills she's watching.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. She's also interviewing us, same thing that we're doing right now. And my other question for you is, why, is there any other persons besides the presidents who you want to interview with? If so, who would it be?
You mean the president of the world,
Other person,
Oh gosh, if there was someone I could interview. You mean here at the state capitol or
Yeah.
in the wide world? Oh, okay, sorry.
my mistake.
Well, I didn't interview any lawmakers because I have a coworker that's doing that. We do what's called team coverage. But I was happy with the people I interviewed. I just interviewed people from nonprofits to see what they're doing, what they're watching, what kind of bills are important to them.
So, after you interview those peoples, what are you gonna write any articles or in newspaper or anything or no?
Okay, so I'm a TV reporter. So I do. I just right before I came here, I did a live shot for what's called Island News Midday. So I was just standing 20 feet over there, and I just kind of said what was happening here, A lot of people, 32nd legislature, special interest groups. Here's Sherry Minor McNamara and what Chamber of Commerce is looking for. And then I bring the full report at 5.
Oh, that's really nice, you know.
Wait, I have a question for
Oh,
you.
yes, what is it?
So you're a journalism student?
Oh, I'm not journalism, but just like doing broadcasts.
When you gonna intern with us?
Probably like what, 8 years later or not, you know. Like really further, you know. When I became like 25-year-old, like after I graduate high school, college maybe, I don't know.
No. All right, I'm gonna see you in our newsroom as an intern in about 3 years.
3 years.
He's doing a great job. He's doing a great job.
Okay. Thank you so much for interviewing.
Nice to meet you.
Hello again, everyone. This is Marley Osawa from Kaimuki High School. I'm here with Representative Bert Kobayashi. So, Representative Kobayashi, how are you doing today?
Fine. I am also from Kaimuki High School, but many decades ago.
That's always great to hear. Representative, what are your plans coming into this legislative meeting, and what are you trying to push?
Well, as usual, I'm interested in money and budget. That's my main focus. We have a tough budget year again. We have unprecedented and long-term Maui needs, as well as, of course, everything else that's long-term. Everything from quality education to mental health to sustainable housing. So we have a big agenda.
Well, could you elaborate on how you plan to use this money for the benefit of Hawaii?
Well, right now, most of the budget, as always, is governed by the executive budget, the governor, who essentially comes down with a comprehensive budget proposal. And he right now wants to set aside approximately $600 million for Maui over the next 4 years. Maui is a huge tragedy, both in scale as well as in timeline. It's not going to be done in 1 or 2 years at all.
Well, do you have a message for the community that you represent, and maybe even so for the people of Maui?
I would say, please understand that we will be making real tough choices, and it will not be a win-win situation for everyone.
Just a little closure, and more specifically, kind of like a little question to like lift spirits, kind of. And this is what I've been asking to everybody. Do you like pancakes or do you like waffles?
I like pancakes.
Oh. Score 2 for pancakes. So it's been a tough day for waffles. Well, Mr. Kobayashi, thank you for your time, and I wish you the best of luck today.
No, I wish Olelo good luck. Video is a great medium.
So signing off, this is Marley Osawa from Kaimuki High School. We have more coming your way from the 2024 Youth Capital Commentary.
Hi, I am Denise from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here with Roger McKay from Olelo. So, Mr. McKay, how do you feel about being in this legislative meeting today?
Well, I've been working around this building for a whole lot of my career. So I think I started back here in probably 95. I'm not working here precisely anymore, but we still serve the legislature and the governor's office and most of the executive branch all the time. So I'm excited at the start of a new legislative session. There's hope and promise that good things can come out of this new year.
So, as you said that you've been here a lot since 95, I was wondering if how does it feel like being able to be here a lot to record and stuff for these events?
Well, for me, it's very important for Olelo to do what we do because most people don't have the opportunity to spend as much time here as I have in my life. And so the opportunity to find out what is happening in our lawmaking, what is happening in our boards and commissions, what is happening in our executive branch and our judicial branch, it's just so important so that people can see what is being discussed and what issues are being addressed. And so I'm very excited to be here because I think the more we do, the better access everyone else has to what is happening here.
Well, thank you for speaking with us, Roger. And this is Denise from Kaimuki High School signing off.
Thank you for being here.
Hi, I'm Ariana Simpa from Kaimuki High School, and I am here with Representative Jackson Sayama. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So, how do you feel about the vibe of today's first legislative session?
Well, I think everyone's very optimistic. You know, it's a start to a great year. Clearly, we have a lot of work to do with regards to the Maui wildfires. Of course, housing is always an issue for younger generations like myself. But I think this is a year that we get a lot of things done.
Nice. So, speaking of those a lot of things, what is one particular subject or advocacy that you're most looking forward to talking about?
So I know it doesn't come up very often, but as the Vice Chair for Consumer Protection and Commerce, I'm really looking forward to addressing issues relating to property and casualty insurance, condominium insurance, especially with wildfires going on and at risk all over Hawaii. We really need to make sure that insurances can continue to stay affordable for property owners all across.
Okay. So, have other people with other advocacies visited you in this office?
Oh, absolutely. Throughout the day, we've heard from many advocates from the community and from the state. So I really look forward to working with them on really important issues.
So, is there an issue that in particular that caught your eye?
Sure, I think we worked on this last year, but I think the tobacco products, there's a movement right now to ban flavored tobacco products. So we tried to do that last session. We didn't get to banning it, but we did able to tax it at a higher rate. And so this year, again, we're going to revisit the issue of banning flavored tobacco products, especially that's a subject that really touches on a lot of high school students who do suffer and who often get addicted to this very predatory product.
So before coming into office today, is there any routine or ritual you do to hype yourself up, get yourself prepared for today?
Well, I try not to hype myself up too much. It's very exciting to be in the Capitol. What I like to do, of course, is to try to center myself, to calm down. And so one of the things I like to do when I do have the time is to meditate, maybe 30 to 15 minutes. Very simple task. But I feel like that helps me center myself and I could go about my day much better.
Okay, that's really nice to hear that you're into meditation. Aside from that, is there anybody that you want to meet or want to talk to today?
Well, let's see. I think I've talked to many of my colleagues in the state government, but I really look forward to and enjoy talking with constituents who take the time to visit the Capitol, visit my office, and really talk about community issues, from people who I represent. So I look forward to working with them as well, especially from the neighborhood boards across my district.
That's really great to hear. So we have to wrap it up right now. And this has been a really great time to talk. So thank you for your time. And I am Ariana Simpa from Kaimuki High School. And mahalo.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marley Oswald from Kaimuki High School. I'm here with Angelina Mercado. How are you doing today, Angela?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for asking. What brings you here to the Capitol today?
Well, I'm the executive director of the Hawaii State Coalition Against Domestic Violence, and we're here with our Hawaii Domestic Violence Policy Agenda, and we have several items related to domestic violence and other issues that intersect with domestic violence, and we're here to share them with all 76 legislators and the executive branch. That's the lieutenant governor and the governor.
Sounds like a great group.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about or what you guys do or what's? what activities do you do regularly on a daily basis to kind of like spread the word about domestic violence?
Sure. Our mission is to address the economic, social, and political impacts of domestic violence on families and individuals in Hawaii. So we have a membership of domestic violence service agencies throughout the state. So one of our big jobs working with our programs is to serve survivors through public policies like this. So in our policy agenda this year is to address abusive litigation and to address mediation and paternity. But we also include other issues like housing and economic issues like paid leave and child tax credit that also impact survivors and their ability to make decisions about safety and choosing whether or not it's safe for them to leave an abusive relationship.
Yeah, I know that this seems like a personal thing, but domestic violence is actually a very common crime here in Hawaii, where so many have been mistreated. And are you looking to resolve those issues by spreading the word?
Yeah, I think, that's a really great question and insight that you have. So one of the things that we have in our policy agenda is actually the first page is really a page here. It's about key data indicators about what domestic violence looks like in Hawaii. And really important is what keeps folks from deciding whether or not they can leave. So, it's hard to determine what are the things that are going to have somebody be able to safely leave their home. And one of the things that we really focus on are the safety issues. And so many people think about it from a perspective of, well, why don't they leave? Like, why can't they just leave their unsafe situation? And we know that it's a much more of a complex issue. And it's, we often know and think about it as a crime, but it's also about finding affordable housing. It's also about having enough income, having a job that pays enough to be able to have a single income when you've been relying on somebody else to pay for housing, for instance, or pay for childcare, especially when you have children. A lot of complex ideas and relationships involved there. So we're looking at what are the barriers, not just about solving a crime.
Thank you for your time, Ms. Mikado, and I wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for having me.
Signing off, this is Marley Oswa from Kaimuki High School. We have more coming your way from the 2024 Youth Capital Commentary.
Good afternoon. This is Charlie from Kaimuki High School. Today, I'm here with Senator Carl Rhodes. Senator Rhodes, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Okay, that's great. My first question for you is, what do you hope to accomplish this year?
Well, a big bill that I'm interested in is it's a carbon tax bill. It raises the tax on carbon and then gives it all back, basically. So it works because even though you get all the money back, you still try to avoid items that are carbon intensive. So like gasoline is carbon intensive, the price will go up and you'll try to spend less, and it drives down the carbon usage and helps with global warming. So that's one of my big ones.
So do you have any specific plan to make this happen?
Well, we've introduced the bill several times, and I think there's growing support for it. There's a number of other members of the Senate who like the idea now. Lots of Nobel laureates. Technically it's not a Nobel laureate in economics, but the economics guys who are Nobel laureates are everybody supports it. They say it's the most effective way to reduce carbon usage in the world, not just in Hawaii.
Like, where in the other country, do you want to reduce the more carbon, mostly, and why?
Well, why is easy. It's because that's what's causing global warming, and the Lahaina fire. That's what you can't really tie specific weather events to global warming, but this is exactly the kind of event that the scientists have been predicting for years that global warming will cause, and I think it's pretty clear that at least it wouldn't have been as bad if it weren't for global warming. Man, I've already forgotten the other part of your question. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. So, if you make this accomplishment happen, what was your next accomplishment after you complete your goals or accomplishment?
Well, it's during a session you have last year I put in 120 bills, so there's always something else to work on. The other big one that I'd really like to pass this year is fully funded campaign financing bill. So if you can demonstrate support from the community by getting $5 contributions from a whole bunch of people. The government would give you a certain amount to run in the district, enough to be competitive in that district. So for people who don't come from rich families, you have a much better chance of having a chance to get elected to office. Yeah. Neither one of these bills are silver bullets that won't solve all the problems in that area, but they're important.
Oh, that sounds great, but like, I was kind of interested, like, what you did last year.
Oh, last year. Well, I can't even remember what I did last year. I did pass more bills than anybody else. I passed 16 bills. I think two of them got vetoed. We overrode the veto on one. We had a bill that says lobbyists cannot make campaign contributions during the legislative session, which I thought was an important bill. We had a real technical one about when you can sue a condominium. It made it so that you always will have a chance to sue the condominium if something goes wrong with the construction. The way it was set up before was that there are certain instances where no matter what, your claims are cut off and you never have a chance to get it fixed. So we thought that was good. The other big one was the one that parity for tobacco. It makes it so that e-cigarettes and get the same tax treatment as all other tobacco products. That's one that's been going on forever, and we finally passed it, and it was my bill. So it was a good year. It was a good year for bills for me. Yeah.
It's really good to hear that, and then I hope you make this accomplishment happen this year. And unfortunately, we had to finish off the interviews. Yep. And this was an interview for Senator Rhodes, and it was from Charlie from Kaimuki High School. And we're watching a Youth Capital commentary, and thank you so much for watching.
Hi, I'm Ariana Simpao from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here with...
Councilmember Matt Wire.
Yes, so Councilmember Matt Wire, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Such a great opportunity to come out and support our neighbors across the street from Honolulu Hale over here at the Capitol. And so we were in Senate chambers today, got to hear Senate President speak. And I'm excited about the opportunities we have to really partner and work with the state to accomplish what our community needs.
Okay. So you're in charge of the housing issues, right? Is there any particular issue in particular that you want to fix, when it comes to housing?
Yeah, I see our housing crisis, or the path to solving it, kind of in three parts, right? I think that we have to look at how we can develop or foster housing in the urban core and along transit-oriented developments along rail. And so that includes, making the permitting process work better, which DPP, Department of Planning and Permitting, is working on. I think it's also important that we enforce our vacation rental laws, which, again, Department of Planning and Permitting is in charge of. And then thirdly, looking at how we can maybe through the real property tax framework, incentivize folks to rent out those properties that they have that are maybe vacant. Because we have about 35,000 vacant properties, housing units on Oahu. And those are units that I think if they're put into the market would help bring down costs.
Okay, that's really interesting to hear. What I want to know is, before the first legislative session of the day, is there any music or routine or ritual that you do before to get yourself hyped up for this day?
To get hyped, music, routine. I would say that, I usually, when I'm feeling stressed, I'll go into my garage and I have a dumbbell set.
Yeah.
And it'll just kind of push out some of that stress. I'm not a big cardio person. I know some folks have friends that'll go jog or run. But I think when I need to just kind of vent and, have that time to myself, I usually do that, or in my backyard, kind of chill with my plants, take care of them. But honestly, I think coming out to events like this are really what gives the most, hype and the pump, because just being around our community and hearing these great issues that they want to work on, that's just super exciting, right?
Right. So has there been any issue or advocacy in particular that people raise to you that you're quite getting interested in?
Yeah, housing is super important, like I said, over at the council. I was super excited to hear Senate President talk about the importance of childcare. I know that that's something the state's more positioned to work on, but the city can potentially partner in different places, right? Like, for example, we have the boxcar lot in rural Kunia, which is a city parcel, and we're looking at how we can maybe partner with the developer to put some affordable housing, maybe kupuna housing there. Also, maybe have a child care facility. But I think that's a really important issue that I'd be happy to work with the state on. And of course, just again, my committee is housing, sustainability, and health. And so I think one of the issues we just worked on was the flavored tobacco product ban. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
Really driven by youth, but something that I know Hawaii County just passed a similar measure. And so hopefully that's a conversation we can have at the legislature this year.
Well, it's been great hearing from you, and unfortunately I have to wrap up. So thank you again for your time, Mr. Mar. I'm Ariana Simpa from Kaimuki High School, and you're watching the Youth Capital Commentary. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. This is Marley Oswald from Kaimuki High School. I'm here with Representative Della Al-Baladi from District 26. Ms. Baladi, how are you doing today?
Wonderful. It's a great opening day.
Oh, that's good to hear. My first question is, what are you expecting from this opening day of the legislative session, and what do you plan on getting out of it?
So I serve as the chair of the Health and Homelessness Committee. One of the things that I'm going to really be focusing on is child and adolescent mental health as well as adult mental health as we move into the legislative session.
Could you elaborate further on how you're going to help with these mental health, like if you're going to open up programs or maybe do some community activities to kind of spread the word?
Sure. So mental health is about mental well-being and spans all the way to where individuals might be experiencing really deep mental health crises. So really we need to look at the range of services, the continuum of care for mental health, everything from talk story to residential in treatment. We need mobile crisis clinics for the residents throughout the state. We need to have counselors and licensed professionals in the schools. We need to have programs that support talk therapy, but also support residential treatment. And so those are the kind of range of things that we're going to be looking at this session.
What kind of parts in the community do you serve, or what's in the district?
Sure. So I represent a part of urban Honolulu, Makiki, Tantalus, Punchbowl, and Papakolea. I've had the great honor of representing that area for the last 18 years. I'm heading into my 18th year of service. We have the range of problems with a lot of focus on the expensive cost of living. But from my perspective and from my kuleana as, again, the health and homelessness chair, a lot of other issues that I look at are affordable housing, affordable health care, high cost of living, and the cost drivers being education, early education, the cost of early education, as well as the cost of education that we know is important to be able to establish folks in good, high-paying jobs. And so it's that kind of range of topics that I've been working on for the last 18 years that I know that we're going to be focusing on this year.
Well, if you had a message to all the members of the community in this district that you serve, what would that message be?
I think one of the most important lessons, especially that we learned over the last 5 years through the pandemic, is we need to stay engaged. It's great that Olelo Community Services is here, that you folks are spotlighting the legislative session. The opening day, we are going to be here from January to May. We're discussing important issues and we want the community to be involved. So come visit us in person here at the state capitol, or come visit us on our website at capitol.hawaii.gov.
And as a closer, and this is kind of a question that I kind of been asking everybody, pancakes or waffles?
Definitely pancakes. Blueberry and banana pancakes are the best.
Thank you for your time, Representative.
Thank you.
This is Marley Oswald from Kaimuki High School signing off. We have more coming your way from the 2024 Youth Capital Commentary.
Hi, my name is Vincent Na from Hawaii Technology Academy, and I'm here with
Senator Carol Fukunaga.
Okay, so I wanted to ask, what were your goals for this session?
Okay, because of the wildfires we experienced in Lahaina, I think for everyone, we're all very concerned about wildfire mitigation and protection. And we also want to restore a lot of our watershed forestry areas. So I represent Manoa, Makiki Tantalus, and areas where we have a lot of invasive grasses. We have albizia and all kinds of non-native plants that contribute to kind of crowding out, our native forests, and it makes it very difficult to retain rainwater, which then means it affects a lot of our flooding and downstream kinds of debris buildup.
Okay. And I also wanted to ask, what is your message for the community?
Okay, my message for the community is we ought to invest in a lot more activities for young people. I attended the Shoot Summit this weekend, and it was such an incredible experience to see how talented, creative, and organized students are at every level, whether it's elementary, middle, and high school. And I think it would be very inspiring for people to see what kids can do.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for your time today. This was Vincent Na reporting from the Capitol.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Charlie from Kaimuki High School. Today, I'm here with Paul. Paul, how's your day going on?
Champion. A lot of people. I'm so happy to be here. Yeah.
My question for you is, what is the main reason why that you come here today?
Yeah, I've been running for Blue Alawai Canal Foundation for about 4 years. City over Honolulu, they want to put 6 to 9 feet wall all over canal, and they want to keep the pollution for another 100 years. I cannot take. So I bring an idea, no wall. And we will have a blue Alawai canal with gravity, just like a Hanauma Bay. We're going to bring all the fishy back, turtle, and monk seal. And I guarantee you, I'm going to bring mermaid.
Mermaid? Oh,
Yeah.
you're going to bring a mermaid too?
Yeah, guarantee.
So you're going to bring a little mermaid too?
I don't know how little you're talking about.
Okay.
I like 5 feet 6 inch.
Okay. So, what was the specific step that you're gonna do to make this plan happen?
Okay. In order to not to have 6 to 9 feet wall all over canal,
Yeah.
I know we need another exit. With one exit, we gotta have a wall because there's so much water coming down from the mountain at the same time. But if we have an extra exit, we're gonna reduce the height of the water significantly. So when we open another exit, I wanna put gate. This gate is a magic gate. I'll tell you how it works. Okay. Ocean is low tide. You open Waikiki side gate and close harbor. Tide go up, water coming into Alawai Canal from Oni Waikiki side. All the high tide up, I'm gonna close Waikiki and open harbor. Tide go down, all the water going out to harbor 2 times a day. You just open and close. We're gonna clean the canal with the gravity. When the big water bag come down, open 2 sides and say hallelujah. What do you think?
Oh, that's a great plan right there, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
I tell you, I'm gonna bring mermaid.
You're gonna make this happen, yeah?
Yeah, of course. I've been doing 4 years, and I talk to thousands of people. Ask anybody. Anybody want 6 to 9 feet wall on Alawai Canal? Raise it. Nobody. Think about it. 1.4 million people, nobody want wall. And city want to put the wall. What do you think? Do you like wall?
Yeah.
You like wall? Oh, this guy's a mutation.
Nah, I joking. I'll take that as a joke. Okay, it was nice to interview you, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And this was Charlie from Kaimuki High School, and you're watching a Youth Capital commentary.
Thank you.
Denise from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here with Representative Mark Hesham. And Representative, what are you planning to get out of this legislative session?
Well, as the chair of Corrections, Military, and Veterans Affairs, this year one of our main priorities is to get funding for the Oversight Commission for the Prisons and Public Safety Department, and also funding for the Big Island Jail on the Kona side.
Do you mind explaining more on all of this and what might be the budgets and stuff that you have to talk about?
Yes, so on the Big Island we have one jail which is in Hilo, and that's jail is highly overcrowded. It's built for 125 people, but now it has roughly 300 people in there, and 300 inmates at any given time. So the state's looking to build another jail on the Kona side of the island, and we're asking the legislature this year for $3 million just to start the plan and design process of that.
That is great. So do you have any plans to maneuver all these prisons or all your money that's going to go towards it? Are you going to expand the size from 125 to maybe bigger size for more people?
Yes, that's correct. There's no exact size for the Kona jail yet. However, 40% of the inmates are from the Kona area. So every time that the inmate has to go to the courts, we have to drive them from the Hilo to the Kona side. So having another jail on the Kona side will alleviate a lot of that transportation cost.
And then also, how would you tell your community from what you're doing to help settle what you're planning for these type of prisons to make sure that they're safe and that even the people who are in the prisons are safe?
Oh, just by the overcrowding issue. If you go in there, there's 3 people to the cell. There's people staying in the closets or closets made to be a makeshift cell. It's extremely overcrowded. So that's our highest need. I feel that's our highest need for the committee.
That's great. And then what would be a thing you would say to your community to give them more, to get them more together, basically?
My community, for my community issues, it's a very different situation. So right now in the community, we just started a new track and field for Kalani High School, which we've been working on since, 6 years now. So that's one of the biggest priorities that we're moving forward currently.
Okay, and then since you're building more on the classes and the track and field, how do you feel about the amount of students that go to that one school in that district?
Oh, and Kalani has a lot of GEs. So we're fortunate. It's a very good school, so everybody wants to go there. So they don't have an overcrowding issue, because if a lot of your students are GEs, the DOE always takes the stance of, if you have too many students, just stop accepting GEs, right? Geographic exceptions are GEs.
Well, that's great to hear. And then, do you have anything else you are planning in the future to pass as a law, or future to develop?
Do majority of our, as the chair of the corrections committee, majority of the bills that go forward for me is corrections related, because those bills come to me, the people that are introducing the bills come to me to introduce it. So majority of my bills, that's the stuff that we're going forward with.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to me, Representative Mark Hesham, and this is Denise from Kaimuki High School signing off.
Hi, I'm Ariana Simpa from Kaimuki High School, and I'm here with Miss Darlene Jen Scoville. So how are you doing today, Miss?
I'm doing great. I'm actually very excited.
Yes. So how are you feeling about the environment that we have for today's?
It's really exhilarating. It's really nice to see the youth getting involved with the legislation.
Totally. So can you tell me more about your advocacy and why you're here?
I am here because I am a volunteer advocate for the children with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder, their families and mothers who cannot come and fight for their children.
So how long have you been advocating for this cause?
Gosh, this is gonna be my 8th year. I started when there were 2 doctors and a parent presented in my graduate school that children with fetal alcohol spectrum disorder do not have services. And I said, what do you mean they don't have services? Because I used to work with children with autism, and I joined their group as a volunteer, and I remain a volunteer until today.
That's really good to know. So have you met anybody here who sparked up your conversation about your cause?
Well, I am a person that I would talk to anyone who would listen. First and foremost, this issue is not only children's issue, it's a women issue. As you know, not all women have regular menstrual cycle. So there's a lot of unintended pregnancies. And I am here to reach out to all people who are childbearing years and non-childbearing years to impart a lot of information regarding the damage of alcohol that can cause that fetus. It's a neurological damage in the brain that is actually more prevalent than autism.
So I am in love with your cause and your energy and everything. So tell me, how did you get your energy up for today and the challenges you might go through today?
I was an early childhood educator. I used to teach pre-K actually for a long time. So children are my joy. And I would not see a child standing in that invisible disability, not knowing, not getting help, and not supported.
Okay, so you were pre-K educator. Tell me, what was it like working with children of that young age?
It's challenging and exciting because you are cultivating a young mind that's gonna turn into you someday, and it's gonna turn to all these legislators of today, and they will be caring for my government, my healthcare, and everything else in our universe. I call my mission taking care of tomorrow today.
Well, I love that mission. Like, the statement's really well worded. Unfortunately, we have to wrap it up. So thank you for your time. And And I am Ariana Simpa from Kaimuki High School, and you're watching the Youth Capital Commentary. Mahalo.
Good afternoon. I'm Charlie from Kaimuki High School, and today we're here with Representative Andrew Takuya Garrett. Representative Garrett, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a really exciting day today, opening day, as you folks know. So it's really nice to see all these people here wishing us well as we enter the legislative session.
That's great. That's great. My first question for you is that what do you hope to accomplish this session?
Yeah, number one, we absolutely have to support the people of West Maui. You know, they went through a lot with the tragic wildfires on August 8th. So there's still a lot of suffering in the community, trying to figure out how to get people permanently housed. So absolutely, we have to keep the people of West Maui top of mind.
I love that. How you thinking? But how you gonna support Maui, like, specifically?
There's a lot of things we need to do in terms of looking at the housing situation. A lot of it is going to be driven by the county of Maui, and the people of Maui are the ones that are going to determine what the new Lahaina is going to look like. But we need to make sure that we have the proper laws in place to support that recovery.
So, like, is there any specific, like, procedures to, like, make that happen?
Yeah, so we have a bunch of bills that are going to be introduced this year to look at different aspects of the Maui recovery. So it's not just housing. We're looking at trying to support businesses and the employees of the area. We need to make sure that the schools are supported as well, too. A lot of other aspects, too. So it's not going to be just one bill that's going to capture everything.
Okay. So if you accomplished this session, what was your another accomplishments after you met that accomplishment?
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. So beyond Maui, we do have a lot of other needs in the community as well too. So I represent Manoa. So I want to continue to support the University of Hawaii, and of course the flagship campus is in Manoa. So if there's ways that we can make sure they're properly funded, one of the areas I'm specifically interested in is student housing. They haven't made a lot of investments in that product, so I want to make sure that all freshmen that come in have a guaranteed housing to begin with. And we know that part of the challenge is because housing is so limited for UH students that they end up living in the surrounding community, which makes the housing situation a little tougher for everyone else. So really want to focus on the university this year as well.
University, or like, do you want any like university besides like UH Manoa? Like, could be any like. Is it okay with you like to like help like any like universities in here?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Manoa campus is just the flagship campus, one of many. So we want to make sure that we support the entire UH system across all the islands.
Oh, okay. So if so, then where's like a specific university that you want to support, like besides UH Manoa, and why?
Yeah, so sorry, going back to Maui, we talked about the recovery there. So we do want to give funding to UH Maui College. One of the things that they're really good about is training and upskilling people that might be looking for new jobs. We know we're going to need a lot of construction workers to help with the actual rebuild of Lahaina. So if people lost their jobs, we want to make sure that there's an avenue for them to be a part of their recovery.
I really respect that what you're doing, like helping out all the peoples, you know. I really love that idea. But like, do you use like any like other companies like support to like make this happen, or do you do everything by yourself?
Oh, no, so I mean, we're the ones who are elected to make some of the tough decisions, but a lot of our work is guided by hearing from the community. So that's what's so great about the legislatures. We're very much open to ideas from everyone. So whether it's other stakeholders, they're part of the solution as well too.
It's really great to hear this, but unfortunately, like I have to finish this interview right now. So this was Charlie from Kaimuki High School, and you're watching Youth Capital Commentary, and have a great day.
Go Bulldogs.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marley Osawa from Kaimuki High School. Here with me today, I have Senator Les Ihara. Senator Ihara, how are you doing today?
Fine.
That's good to hear. The first question I would like to ask is, what are your goals that you hope to accomplish from this legislative session?
I operate on a larger frame than just one session. I've been here this is my 38th session, and I've seen many good attempts to solve homelessness, affordable housing, and we still have homelessness and affordable housing issues. And my interest is in building the infrastructure for a sustainable solution. Right now, we have short-term good attempts and good solutions, but then they go away. I remember when Governor Lingle did a huge push, and I was helping on homelessness, and then when she left, it kind of went away. So I am looking to have people think in longer term, so that we can build over next 5 years or the next generation, because homelessness and affordable housing and half the population that is financially struggling, there's a quick fix is not going to fix those things, and so my interest is in multiple years.
So you talk about the short-term goals that your team has presented to tackle the issues. Were you thinking about any long-term goals or any changes that you want to make this year in order to get your program across so it can be more successful in the future?
I have been working to have more what I'll call inclusive democracy in the legislature. Legislatures around the nation are representative forms of government. They are what they call republics, so that the public elects the representatives, and then that's it. The representatives, they're the only ones accountable for what they do, and they do what they believe is important, independent of the public. That's a republic. I think most of the public would like a citizen-centered inclusive democracy. And I've been working on that for 30-something years. And I've gotten as far as I can go with one person. And as more people come into the legislature who, what I would call, are track or operate based on civic values, I think we can get more done. So I will be explaining more about how the political system works so that people can see that they can make a difference if they get involved.
Is there a message that you want to say to the communities that you are currently pushing for right now?
I would say that what would assist the legislature in choosing priorities and in terms of passing certain bills would be to have, to the extent that there's community consensus, which is different, which is a higher level than, oh, these two people or these people want, on one side and other people on the other side. It's really where when there's a community consensus, then it's more likely to pass. When we're at the conference committee at the end of the session and people are all over the place debating and disagreeing, then the legislature has discretion to pick any which one of them. But to the extent that the community is together on how to approach solving a problem, then it makes it a lot easier for the legislature to kind of coalesce on a solution.
Thank you for your time, Senator Hara, and I wish you the best of luck this year.
Thank you.
So signing off, this is Marley Osawa from Kaimuki High School, and we have more coming your way from the 2024 Youth Capital Commentary.
We are Kaimuki High School, and you are watching Youth Capital Commentary.
Come, Kiko, go!
Allah!